It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. Of course, our daily mission is to bring you news that you can use, and today would be no exception to the rule. Our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are all at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com, and our 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. Well, when we last checked with you guys, we were discussing the comments from Athletic Director Mr. Tommy McClelland. I do apologize. I was calling him Tony McClelland, but it is Tommy McClelland of Louisiana Tech. And it infuriated not only PV Nation, but people throughout the region. Over 21,000 replies to the tweet that we put out, and they're steady coming in. But we have an update. We received a phone call from Tommy McClelland. After the fact, I made it a personal mission to reach out to Mr. McClelland, and he responded by calling me. In fact, it was one of those impromptu interviews. We're going to play that for you in just a moment. But he had some very interesting things to share. I want you to pay close attention to what is being said and to what you're hearing. And we'll come back and discuss it in a little bit more detail. We want to thank our sponsors for helping us to carry out the message. Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas, Temple of Refuge Ministry of Prairie View, Texas, the Prairie View Athletic Club, of course, of Prairie View, Texas, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, 13 locations to better serve you, Bryan, College Station, Katy, Brenham, Rosenberg, and of course, Waller, Texas. Diva Skin Conditioner. You can reach them at divafeet.com, D-I-V-A-H feet.com. Helping Hands Lawn Service, serving Waller County. And remember, there's always an opportunity for you to spread your message of the services and the products that you have available here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're now going to hear from Mr. Tommy McClelland. We'll be back for further dialogue. You listen to the Mike Prince Show on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
We have Athletic Director Tommy McClelland from Louisiana Tech on the line. And if you don't mind, I almost called you Dr. McClelland. Are you a doctor, Brother Tommy?
I'm not.
Okay. If you would, we were in discussion and you said it was okay for me to go ahead and record. If you could just bring the clarity so the people who listen to the Open Mic and the Mike Prince Show would have some understanding of what you were saying.
Yeah, Mike, thank you so much for having me and just giving the opportunity to speak on it. As we spoke over the weekend, I did reach out to Commissioner McClelland, who I've known for a long time, back when he was the AD at Prairie View. I was the AD at McNeese. Been knowing Charles for a long time, and then I reached out to Dr. Reed to express and to help them understand we had not sent any type of demanding letter on the cancellation. Will not be sending one. There was an article written that had accurately quoted me as saying that we would. At the moment that was asked, I was mostly thinking about our Power 5 matchups and how their cancellation and potentially rescheduling conference games in that place would be where my mindset was. And then when asked specifically about Prairie View, I thought that being more consistent would be the right approach. Really, it's a different scenario. The SWAC postponed or canceled the fall season over to the spring. They're not rescheduling games within the fall, and it's just a different scenario. Unfortunately, as we know, sometimes those sound bites become the headlines, and it grew legs, as a lot of things do. But I wanted to personally reach out to Dr. Reed and to Commissioner McClelland and make sure they understood that we were not going to send a letter demanding that. We understand the scenario and the situation. It's different. We hope we can continue to play Prairie View and other sports as we have for a long time here at Louisiana Tech, and look forward to various matchups and opportunities.
Okay, now because when the news comes out and you're looking at this, it says that you were quoted, with the $500,000 and, for cancellation. I gotta admit, it left a sore taste in a lot of SWAC people's mouths, and even mine, to be quite honest with you. And so if I'm hearing you correctly, this was something that was taken out of context.
No, I would not say that it was taken out of context. It was specifically asked of me, and at the time I thought to be more consistent with my answer in terms of, yes, we're going to look at all cancellations. And so it was not necessarily taken out of context. I don't want to make the author feel like that they misrepresented me. I think that as we've learned more about the SWAC's decision, it is different than what we anticipate some Power 5 programs doing, in which they cancel non-conference and then reschedule games in that place. And so it certainly, as we've learned anything during this pandemic, the information you have one day changes rapidly and moves.
Right.
You learn more information as you gain forward. So I don't want to say that the person that interviewed me misrepresented. I would say that I've learned more information over the course of that week that has helped us. And just know that we did not, even when those comments were made, there was no communication sent. There still has not been communication sent to Prairie View. And what we're letting them know is there will not be any sent to Prairie View A&M.
Okay. So here from Dr. Reed, he said there are going to be some future discussions about possibly playing down the road. And I know football is different. Are there any other sports that you guys might be looking at trying to interact with Prairie View?
I don't know that for a fact, but certainly since I've been at Louisiana Tech, we have continued to play. We've played Prairie View in a number of sports. I think we'll continue to do that. Just geographical proximity, it makes sense for us. We want to continue to, where possible, play Prairie View and play other HBCUs. Obviously, we've got our next door neighbor here at Grambling, who we play quite frankly, just because we're basically in the same town, and so that occurs quite often.
Sir, so we just want to make sure that we got the line clear. We're talking with Tommy McClelland, no relation, at least legally, to Dr. Charles McClelland, the commissioner of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, right?
No, we joke that we are brothers, but Charles and I have been knowing each other, I think probably going on 15 years now, and I had a great conversation with him over the weekend about this subject and made sure that we were all on the same page.
Okay, so if you were to summarize this was probably some miscommunication went awry?
Well, what I would say is it was words that later on, I think upon further evaluation, just they're not the same. It's apples and oranges as to what standard might be if a team played a season in the same fall, canceled a game and then rescheduled. And so, again, I apologize for the heartburn that it may have caused the Prairie View A&M fan base, certainly to you as well. But tis the world that we live in with social media and comments and those things. But, again, I think understanding the full circumstances of the situation, again, as an institution, we had not sent anything, and we made sure that after the fact we realized, we're not going to send anything.
Okay. Well, sir, I thank you so much for responding to the request and clearing up some things. And because from outside looking in, you go like, wow, I can't believe what I'm reading. But with that being clear, and the air being clear, I truly, truly appreciate you for reaching out to us here at the Open Mic.
Well, thank you, Mike, for having me and for giving me the opportunity.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. That was Mr. Tommy McClelland, the athletic director for Louisiana Tech. We will break and we'll be back with more of the Mike Prince Show.
serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You heard it for yourself. A lot that was being said in that. Tommy McClelland admittedly saying that he did say it. And I could understand to a degree the frustration that he may have been feeling just being replaced from an FBS schedule, the likes of Vanderbilt and Baylor, big paydays for the program. And in the heat of the moment, I'm going to say, he was reaching for some answers and some possible solutions and said, you know what? They're doing it to me. I'm going to pass the buck down. Now, for the record, he did not officially send a letter demanding that Prairie View pays his $500,000, and we first reported that. But you did send a memo with the quote for the newspaper. And I don't know if it was underestimated, not thought through, but it spread like wildfire. And all of a sudden, we have to come back and try to clean up what was messed up. Now, I will give Mr. McClelland 1,000% credit, and to be quite honest with you, some respect on the man meter. He acknowledged where he dropped the ball. He quickly responded, came clean. And what else can I do? As a reporter, we investigate, we interview, we let them speak for themselves, and we have to let the dust settle and see what happens. Still remains to be seen, will Louisiana Tech and Prairie View ever play again? I would go in with definite caution to the wind, knowing what could come of this. Because one thing about it, whether it was a reaction, the heat of the moment, the old saying is true, what's in you will eventually come out of you. And when cooler heads prevail, you go back and you do your reassessments and you say, you know what, I messed up. And that's exactly what he said. He said, I messed up. I was not misquoted. I said it, but without having full understanding of the nature at hand of this particular situation. And I have to respect that. I do truly have to respect that, because that's the sign of accepting the responsibilities that come in the seat of leadership. I state it all the time. We're all human. We're going to do some things and say some things that are just flat out wrong. But at least have the integrity and at least have the consciousness to acknowledge the error of your way, make clean, and you move on. That's all anyone can ask. Now, as far as where this thing goes from here, as I stated earlier, that remains to be seen. We do want to thank Tommy McClelland and Louisiana Tech for coming through, answering the question, explaining the situation. And all we can do now is see what happens from here. I want to thank you guys so much for joining in with us. Once again, thanking our sponsors for their support, and thanking you guys for carrying out the mission of spreading the word of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. My time is far spent, and I must exit stage left. I've got to skedaddle down the road. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, we thank you guys for joining in with us. And until the next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.